HISD is the largest school district in Texas, serving more than 202,000 students at nearly 300 schools. Providing our children with a quality education is essential for their individual success, but it's also vital to the success of our city and its workforce. Unfortunately, the state is recommending a substantial cut to public education, more than $9 billion over the next 2 years. This is the worst budget cut to public education in Texas since World War II, and it comes at a time when Texas schools are being asked to educate an additional 84,000 students. So what do these cuts mean for the Houston Independent School District? Preliminary reports say the loss could be anywhere between $200 and nearly $350 million next year. That represents 15 to 20% of HISD's budget. Cuts this steep will have a far-reaching impact on schools. Teaching jobs will be eliminated, as well as administrative and teachers' aides positions. Class sizes will increase. Field trips, fine arts programs, debate teams, athletics, and other popular programs will be on the chopping block. And school closures and consolidations will have to be considered. On top of the $200 to $350 million potential cuts to HISD, the state is also proposing to eliminate an additional $26 million in grants that support our full-day pre-kindergarten classes, classroom technology, tutoring for struggling students, and incentive pay that has helped lure top teachers to our city. Put bluntly, the school your child attends today may look very different in the fall. Here's what HISD is doing to prepare during these extraordinary times. It's making significant cuts to central office, reviewing transportation, custodial, and police operations to see if there are less expensive ways to provide services, and reviewing all district-wide activities for possible reductions. HISD is making every effort to protect classrooms, but there's no way the district can cut hundreds of millions of dollars in spending without having a major impact on schools. Even if HISD were to completely eliminate all custodial services, all transportation services, and the entire HISD police department, that would equal less than $100 million. At a minimum, HISD would still have to find another $100 million to cut in spending. That's about what it costs to pay for nearly 1,900 teachers. At the individual school level, a $100 million cut would result in a loss of approximately $500 per student. Houston schools are funded based on the number of students enrolled. Schools get extra funds for students who are at risk, gifted and talented, non-native English speakers, or students who receive special education services. Small schools receive extra funding, as do magnet schools. Principals then combine all their funding sources and determine how to best spend the money on their campus, including the kind of staff they hire or the programs they choose to offer. A reduction of $500 per student would be devastating, and every school in HISD would be impacted. The proposed reductions to HISD's budget come at a time when the day-to-day costs to operate the school district have increased, and health insurance costs and gasoline prices are going up. In addition, utility costs are slated to rise with the passage of the Renew Houston drainage law. In HISD, our Board of Education, our staff, our parents, and our community are committed to preparing our children for a bright future so they can succeed in a global economy. To do that, we have to ensure that they have the skills to compete with their peers in the state, across the nation, and around the world. Now is the time to strengthen our investment in education, not diminish it. Our children are depending on it and deserve no less.